committee, this is precisely the type of innovative and forward-thinking plan we want in place to ensure transparency and predictability for everyone. It is a community document based on input from residents and business owners. It is a holistic plan striking the balance between preservation and development, transit and open space. The Sunset and Vine bid is just beginning to see the benefits brought about by mixing entertainment businesses, educational institutions, residential development, and retail, and this plan will ensure that upward momentum continues. We'd like to thank Kevin Keller and Mary Richardson for their tireless efforts, and due to their commitment, we have a plan that we are really proud of.
I asked Executive Assistant of the Hollywood Operators Alliance, and we manage Hollywood BID. There is nothing more that I can add other than we look forward to working with our city partners and building the vision this plan entails. And I just want to personally commend Mary and Kevin. I don't think I've ever seen two public servants who have greater patience, an ability to listen, an ability to help forge consensus, and more than anything, I think they have educated all of us about some of the rudimentary aspects of the plan and how it really helps us move together as a community. So thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm John Gibbon, CIM Group. I also work for Carrie Morrison. I sit on the person as members of their board. I, as a planner by trade, have an optimistic view towards change and figure that we do plans and we do development in order to accommodate evolving needs. Finally, so I look to the future as envisioned by the plan as a good future. I want to also make a point. This city, the people of this county invest heavily in three metro stations on Hollywood Boulevard, 3 on Vermont, and that doesn't define an area where concentration of growth and density should occur. I don't know what does. Finally, the process by which one goes about development will not change as a result of this plan. Any of the projects considered will be discretionary.
Thank you. Chair and council members, my name is Yolanda Brown, and I pastor Blessed Sacrament Church with 3,000 parishioners, and it's a historical landmark in Hollywood. Like the rest of the country, the recession has hit Hollywood hard, and there are fewer jobs in Hollywood than there were 25 years ago. We need more investments and more jobs. The community plan update provides a blueprint for that growth in a prudent way so that we can continue to make progress in Hollywood without sacrificing the community's unique character. City planning staff has worked for 8 years on the proposed Hollywood Community Plan update and held more than 150 meetings with the community. It is time to take action to give the community a plan with clear, updated guidelines with growth opportunities. The plan provides benefits for all constituents, residents, small business owners, property owners, and the businesses we want to attract to Hollywood. It is time to move forward and to adopt the plan. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Jim Quiston. I put a very detailed statement in the EIR. I hope you've all read it. It has a lot of Hollywood history in it because I've been here since 1933, but I'm very interested in Hollywood development. And I have to say, most of my suggestions have not been taken. If you don't like Hollywood, move somewhere else. But I hope that we do a good job. We need more people actually working on Hollywood plans rather than sitting around. But regardless of the plan, we all know the city council is going to do what it wants, piece by piece. And so the plan is, just a plan. That's all.
On behalf of the members of Hollywood Heritage, I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you here. Hollywood Heritage is an organization that is actively engaged with the Hollywood community planning process. And we're delighted to hear that staff has recently revised language related to the transfer of floor area rights program and are calling for the development of a central site of period of significance defined in 1985. Boulevard is increasingly fragile and cannot withstand alterations to its materials. Thank you.
My name is Beth Pastor, I'm representing the Post Homeowners Association, and I wanted to thank the committee, Ellie Dodd, and Renee Weitzer from Tom Lamon's office for considering our request to reclassify Outpost Drive as a local hillside street. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so
I grew up in Hollywood, born and raised, a mile from Hollywood sign, graduated from West Sacramento on Sunset. I'm a member of the board of the Hollywood Business Improvement District, and I own property on Hollywood Boulevard. For decades, we piecemealed Hollywood together. Zoning ordinance here, variance over here. Naturally, we have all of these issues. Finally, the city, residents, investors can now work together for a plan to grow forward. We have to face reality. Los Angeles is an alpha city. Hollywood is still buried from soul to old ordinances. I also want to emphasize one thing. By bringing in investors, we bring a commodity that we need throughout the United States, and Hollywood is lucky enough to finally get, and that's jobs. Thank you.
My name is Beth Fogarty. I live in the Sunset Hills area. We are happy with the plan as it stands with regard to slope density, and we'd like to thank Kevin and Mary for all the input on this, and we hope that you'll stick with all the wording that's in the current plan. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Christian Bray, and I'm representing the Savon Free Clinic in its full support of the Hollywood Community Plan. The Savon Free Clinic annually provides nearly 16,000 patient visits at its Hollywood Boulevard location for uninsured residents. There continues to be a great demand for healthcare services, greater than we can currently meet in our current structure. Adopting this new plan would afford us the option of reconstructing our site so that we can better meet the unmet needs of the community. Thank you for noting our approval.
Thank you, Mary.
I wanted to make sure that the wording remains the same in order to protect all the residents, and that it can't be manipulated by any developers. Thank you.
So I'm very much in favor of the Hollywood Community Plan. I have property on Hollywood Boulevard, Sycamore. I'm also on the board of directors for the Hollywood Chamber and on the Friends of Hollywood Central Park. And thank you very much for the Central Park including there. I'm very much in favor of what's going to make Hollywood a regional center. I work a lot with the Hollywood Christmas Trade, and we've just in the last 2 years gone international promotion of Hollywood. The whole purpose is to drive and get more interest into Hollywood itself. So the fact that the regional center is a very important part to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lori Goldman, board member and officer of Central Hollywood Neighborhood Council, and chair of our ad hoc committee on the community plan. On behalf of our stakeholders in Central Hollywood, we're pleased to testify in support of the plan. We limited our scope to our own boundaries of CHNC and spent 18 months reviewing every document. We want to thank Kevin and Mary for working with us and helping us make the changes that we saw fit for our neighborhood council, changes that integrated many enhancements that we requested. We also support a recommendation in front of you for a community plan implementation ordinance, which will help us have mitigations that are enforceable in our district. So we support this. Thank you very much.
My name is Scott Campbell. I'm president of Central Hollywood Neighborhood Council, and I'm here to let you know that we support the Hollywood community plan update for our area, and I'm very pleased the CPIO has made it, which is one of your additional recommendations today. I'm also a member of the board of Friends of Hollywood Central Park, and I'm very pleased that that has made it as well. And thanks to Kevin and Mary for working with us so closely.
Portage Bethany, the chairman for the Chamber of Commerce in Hollywood, and to the committee. I want to thank, and like everyone else has, the work that has been done by Mary and Kevin, and also Michael Grant. One of the things that have been involved with the plan for over 7 years, there's a lot that's gone into the plan. You've seen both sides in terms of the passion for proposed and these people aren't going to go anywhere. They've been good, hardworking people. I think having a plan be approved and continue to work with Gary and Kevin for a lot of issues that have been brought forward by the opposition. You've got good working staff for the planning commission. We support the plan. We think going forward that these people work together with the community, make sure what issues they might have will be worked out, and we'll have a good working city.
Good day. My name is Bill Wright. I work for the American Institute of Architects, and I'm pleased to be here to commend the hard work of the planning department to bring this forward. It's been a tremendous process. I think a reminder here, the community plan is just one of 35. We have quite a bit more to do, and if we can't make this work, then we're not going to be able to plan for the future of our city. Supporting the Hollywood Community Plan is not only environmentally responsible, but it's economically responsible. You think of it from a regional standpoint, or even from a Southern California standpoint. Where in California do we want to facilitate the growth of our future? Do we want to do that out in the suburbs? Do we want to do that in our agricultural land? Do we want to do that in our mountains and our recreational areas? Or do we want to do that in our urban infill opportunities? I think environmentally, the Hollywood Community Plan will lower greenhouse gas emissions. It will make the neighborhood more walkable and more livable, and make the people there happier and healthier.
Ron Gilbert, President and CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Just a few observations. First, a community plan that's 23 years old and predates the subway and the Limelight Station in Hollywood is woefully inadequate for Hollywood. Second, Hollywood will grow in the future, and we need to plan for that growth. Third, the proposed plan has new protections for neighborhoods, and it directs future growth to the central Hollywood adjacent to mass transit, which is where future growth should occur. Number four, proposed zoning adjustments in Hollywood are extremely modest with this plan. So I think those are some important points to consider as you look at this plan. And I think it's time to move forward to approve the plan. Let's get on to the great future for Hollywood, protecting residents and businesses. And finally, just say, again, as everyone else has, everyone salutes and Kevin and Mary for their fine work. They are commendable public servants and great exemplars for the city of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Not only do I strongly support the plan, but not only do I strongly support the plan, but I'm here today to request that the sub-area 4.5 be extended 1 block west between Cole Place and Wilcox Avenue and Sunset and Long Way. I also speak for the Staples and Go Film, 2 adjacent property owners that strongly support the same extension. I think that the area is severely underdeveloped, and extending the plan would be beneficial to the entire city.
Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Barton. I'm with Hudson Pacific Properties. We own Sunset Gower Studios and Sunset Bronson Studios in Hollywood. Studios are located on 25 acres and house over 1 million square feet of entertainment and office structures. Importantly, the studios also accommodate 2,000 paying jobs in the heart of Hollywood. Hollywood has all the attributes to succeed as an entertainment industry except for 2 things: tax credits and a strong community plan. This new community plan addresses many of the stumbling blocks for preservation and growth of Hollywood's entertainment industry. Where historically, many successful firms have moved out of Hollywood and into surrounding cities such as Burbank, which are eager to capture this industry and its jobs. This new plan is well thought out and is very modest in the context of other regional centers. It removes archaic zoning designations and a carte blanche for CEQA use. It will promote responsible investment, particularly from institutional investors who want predictability and are usually long-term holders and therefore community stake.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am in favor of smart growth. I support the Hollywood Community Plan. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tommy Fagerty. I'm with Swan Tours of Hollywood. I would like to say that we are fully supporting the Hollywood development plan, and we believe that it will help to develop Hollywood much better than it has been done in the past. There are 180 people that we employ within Hollywood, many of whom actually live in Hollywood. We believe that this will help them to better do their job. Thank you.
Your company supported the LA Marathon recently, didn't it? The LA Marathon, the company supported that? Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, committee members. I'm Sam Smith. I'm chair of the Hollywood Chamber Community Foundation. I'm also a 30-year resident and business owner in Hollywood. We've heard plenty today about FARs and density and transit corridors and transit nodes. But the Hollywood Chamber Community Foundation would like to speak to one issue primarily, and that is quality of life. We believe that this plan, in addition to being a part of the betterment of the community over the long term, good planning, it also provides for new open spaces in support of the Hollywood Central Park, and we believe it provides for the integrity of our neighborhoods, it ensures the quality of life that we'd like to see, and for the 60 charities that we work with throughout Hollywood, it provides the future for a quality of life that Hollywood would be proud of. And we urge your support of the Hollywood community.
Thank you.
Nicole Mahalka, Cushman & Wakefield. I've lived and worked in Hollywood for the past 15 years, and I've witnessed these significant changes in the community, from the days of blight and crime seeping into the from the commercial corridors into the residential areas. That is starkly different now, and the impetus for that change has been commercial development in the transit-oriented areas, especially along Sunset and Hollywood. The Hollywood Community Plan promises to continue that improvement, and I urge you to approve it.
I'm Fred Reinstein. I first began working in Hollywood on December 1st, 1952. I've been here all that time, and I urge you to quickly adopt this new plan. I point out that over the last decades, what we've gone through is like being nibbled to death by ducks. It's been a tough road. The community has risen, but mostly it's fallen, and now it's on its way back. So please get this plan done and done quickly.
That's subdivision.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Brian Full. I'm president of Sunset Blind Bid. I'm also on the board of Hollywood Central Park. I don't quite understand the concern about open space in this plan, because there is a plan that's been integrated in here for a 44-acre park over the Hollywood Freeway, which would be a tremendous asset to our city, and I wholeheartedly support that. I also want to commend the city, and in particular, Keller and Mary Richardson for their tremendous effort in this process. They made a concerted effort to reach out to every community in Hollywood, anyone who wanted to come and hear speak on behalf of their concerns and issues. Kevin and Mary were out there. This is a great process of democracy in our city, and I feel that the process has been served. I'm in favor of the supporting the plan.
Thank you. Come on. I did.
Beverly Clinton with the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce. I remember back in the day when I was field deputy in C5, and I was one of the very first open houses for the Hollywood Community Plan. So a lot has changed since then, so it's very nice to be here on behalf of the Chamber for all the reasons previously stated in support of this plan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda Bybee, DEO Regional Communications for LA County Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I would like to speak in support of the new community plan as it recognizes the investment of infrastructure of the Red Line, since it hasn't been updated since the Red Line came to fruition in the neighborhood. Also, a number of speakers today on both sides have cited the importance of public transportation. And thank you to the voters of Los Angeles County. We are growing the system. The connectivity will be significant in Hollywood as we grow the system, and Expo Line will be opening later in April, and that will be another clear line of connection to Hollywood. Thank you very much. And Director Wizard, former Director Reyes, nice to see you. And I want to compliment Kevin and Mary as a fellow bureaucrat for their diligence.
Thank you for your patience. That's the last speaker on the public comment card.